We are filming.
You sure?
I am sure.
How sure you are?
Very sure.
Isn't it like that? It's not like that kind of a situation when you're 100% sure, but then 9 months later you have a little surprise. Hello, everybody. Shut up. You need a minute. I'm gonna put a hoodie on. It's getting colder.
I'm gonna be too sweaty.
Are you usually a sweaty guy? That was a serious question.
I'm not having this conversation.
Why not? You don't want to talk to me. You can talk to me.
What has this conversation turned into? What has this turned into?
I don't know. What do you want it to turn into? Guys, this is episode 15 of the one and only incredible show called Two Talkers. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Because we have the song that put the comment down below. Aleks, start picking songs. Apart from Lizzie McAlpine, which was
I've chosen like two others.
Fourth episode back.
I've chosen like two others.
Considering that one was guest, one was Lizzie, and one I.
But what do you mean? You've just done it. I've never really questioned it. I just you're finding it. If you want me to find more songs,
you want to next episode? You want to bring the song next episode?
You just ask. Communication. Communication.
Don't try to turn my double meaning game against me. I started it. I own this game. But
you just need to communicate with me, please.
Okay.
So we don't need these negativities.
Speaking of, we don't need negativity. I brought the song today, by who I personally think is a very inspirational artist. No, first human being, then artist. His name is Emmanuel Kelly. Through the infinite web of internet and social media, aka more particularly Instagram, somewhat accidentally saw his performance. He was an opening act for majority, if not all, of Coldplay shows in Australia.
That is insane.
It is. It's again Coldplay we're talking about. It's stadiums.
Like sold out stadiums.
Yeah. Speaking of sold out stadiums, me and Aleks wanted to go. Sold out like this fast. They're playing Wembley in like 25. It's just hard to find tickets. But why I also it's an interesting story behind the person. If I'm being honest, I don't really want to go into details. I just say this, please, guys, go and just Google Emmanuel Kelly and read about him. Just do that. Because when I saw the video of him performing on that huge stadium opening for Coldplay, I immediately went online and just read about him, the background, the story, and what he does. Even outside of music,
which is
like his work, like humanitarian, like work,
okay.
kind of. He's I think it's his brother, who is also a Paralympian athlete, and Emmanuel himself is he's involved with that.
Okay.
If I'm sorry, I'm a bit zoned out on what kind of level, how he exactly involved, but again, just my personal, like seriously, I'm asking, please go and just read about him. I think you would love that. as you'll find something in it yourself. I'm pretty sure, and at least I hope that you will. But yeah, and I listened to one song that he was performing, and I was like, you know what? I just want to bring this artist to the podcast. I just want to listen to the guy. I listened to with Aleks, because obviously Aleks doesn't know about Emmanuel or his music. Yeah, but the song we're gonna listen to is called "My Sky." It's from Emmanuel's EP. I think it's his debut EP that came out, I think, a while ago. It's like on October 30th, I think it came out.
So it's still pretty fresh.
Pretty fresh, yeah, pretty fresh. And I just wanted, let's listen to the song, and just great guy. I even texted him on Instagram, just basically telling him that I don't know what led me that day to open Instagram, that particular moment to see the video, but I just thank for the music, because that's what artists, musicians, and music in general does, hopefully, for all of us, is making our lives better, makes us things and think about wonderful things, be grateful, and feel great.
So deep today.
Well, yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is it like pop?
Yes.
Ish?
It is pop. Aleks, well, not a hater of a pop, but I feel like, no, you're not.
What is this accusation? I love pop.
Yeah. He loves Taylor Swift. He's forced to love Taylor Swift.
Please help me.
We'll love
She's got some good songs.
Tay. We love Tay. We have that conversation, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to this song, called again "My Sky" by Emmanuel Kelly. Let's go.
Morning comes, get out of that bed.
Nice, like 2010s vibe. Yeah.
Feeling good, feeling
That
high, feeling
sidechain
up so long.
pad. Arpeggiator, sequencer.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a throwback. I like that.
Response?
I found that place called home. I don't wanna black the sun out no more, 'cause I believe I'll be standing at your door.
I like the top line.
And I'll fly.
That'll slow down.
I like that.
This is a sky.
Good delay.
Night has come, I'm staring at the stars, wondering if I'll ever get that far.
Was the same reverb on in the first verse?
Everywhere I go, when you're with me, I'm home.
Nice.
I don't wanna black the sun out no more, 'cause I believe I'll be standing at your door.
I like this one.
And I'll fly.
Nothing reverse.
This is a sky.
Instrumental break. We are in 2010.
Building bridges in my heart, so we can go back to the start. Building bridges in my heart, so we can go back to the start. Building bridges in my heart,
Kind of How Time Feel.
so we can go back
The one that Aleks
to
hates.
the start. Building bridges in my
Bending my words. Twisting
so
my
we
words.
can go back to the start. I don't wanna black the sun out no more.
Drop chorus. Another thing that Aleks hates.
'Cause I believe I'll be standing at your door. This is a
Nice. You know what? It reminds me of, obviously, because of remember how like mid 2000s slash to like towards 2010s, Swedish electronic music was coming up, and everyone was making kind of that music. Everyone was making that sound, and that remind me of that. I wouldn't say like, obviously because Emmanuel was opening for Coldplay. I don't want to say it's like Sky Full of Stars,
but
it's kind of, you would think, yeah, especially that at the end when it goes into that instrumental, it's not pumping as hard as Avicii stuff. Just Avicii was just really good with that. But I'd say it's like kind of that direction. I like that in a way. Again, it's playing, me personally, it's playing with the somewhat of a nostalgic feel in my case.
Oh, such a
for you, probably, especially from like in Norway, you probably have seen and witnessed more of that being closer to Sweden.
Yeah, I guess. Well, we had that kind of had that kind of similar thing in Norway as well.
That was just the thing. You know what's funny story though? Michaela told me that. Why? You know that Spotify is Swedish company, right?
Yeah. Have you not seen the Netflix? It's not a documentary, but they made like a
really. No, I don't know.
Reenactment.
Well, we know
a fictional reenactment. Of
we all know my relationship with Spotify, but no, I am gonna watch that. But what she told me, why at that time when Spotify was coming out, all those Swedish electronic artists were getting why they got so big. Because it was a Swedish company, and
they
all
pushed
that scene. It wasn't that they pushed. It's the DJs and producers who were making that music were somewhat in that group, in that party hang. They knew or got to know those people, so they were getting the playlisted in the Idiot's World's place. Because like back then, it was much easier to get on it, especially when it was just coming out. That's what Michaela told me about. Hey, Michaela. It's a friend of ours. She told me about that. It's an interesting fact. But like, it reminds me of that. I don't think it's trying to sound like that, but it reminds me of that. Because I feel like if they were trying to get the sound, they would go for actually like heart pumping bass and drums, like just to the point where it's just exaggerating everything. But I feel like
it's influenced by it, but it's not like a copy.
100%, not a copy, not trying to be a copy, but somewhat heavily influenced by that for sure. I really like the synth. I really like the side chain on that pattern sequencer behind it. Was that reverb in a verse one as well?
I don't think so. We can listen back.
Feeling good, feeling high, feeling.
Verse one sounds much smaller, and they're in the verse two.
The stars.
He has that room type of chamber room type of reverb on the lead vocal.
But not as much filter on.
That's nice. I like that, and it's not as much filter. Yes, like that meek frequencies boosting filter. I like that. It's an interesting creative choice, and especially with this kind of music, which is like by all stereotypical measurements, this is like pop. With that kind of music, you need something happening all the time. Constantly, because 99% of the time you're most likely going to have same loop on the back, kind of, and then you need to have embellishments here and there, or something's happening in lead vocals, because otherwise you're losing listeners' attention like this fast. But yeah, I like that. It's nice again. For me personally, second episode in a row, bringing the nostalgic vibes and so forth and so on. But what do you think?
Yeah, I really like the dynamics of the song. It really flows very naturally, and it kind of, even though like you always know what's coming, like the different parts, but I think it flows very naturally with that dynamically, and especially I think the pre-choruses, the melody there is beautiful, and with the call and response thing, and the strings, it's a bit untraditional as well, like very very big. Like it starts very high and then goes very low.
Yeah, agree.
So it's
also that's the thing. Another like what grabs the attention, in my opinion, in this case, is that not only you have actual elements within the music, within the song, it's also dynamically goes up and down, and you kind of like on that roller coaster. But One thing I'll say that it's not that I didn't like, it's just a peripheral personal preference. When it comes to electronic or around electronic music, I just personally like the blend. That's again because where I'm coming from with my musical, likings and backgrounds, 80s, 70s, 90s, lots of synths
Yeah.
with still actual instruments. And one of my all-time favorite electronic album, which not oftentimes considered as electronic album by many, Daft Punk, Random Access Memories, is the one that would Get Lucky on.
Oh, okay. All right.
The last album. It has the mixed blend of that, and I'm a huge fan of that album for many, many, many reasons. One of those is that blend. That's the only thing I'd say. Like it sounds because of electronic instruments. Let's call them like that. And by that I mean all the samples, all the synthesizers, whether they're real or not. I've drums and everything. I'm pretty sure it's samples. I'm pretty sure it's programmed. Only one disadvantage, in my opinion, that it carries or has is that everything is always quantized to max possibilities.
Yeah.
With that, you're losing that natural feel. That's why I prefer, although you still can quantize guitars, real guitars, bass, and drums, but I prefer not to, especially with synths, because that creates a really nice feel. Just basically like kind of a wobbly. You have something very static, something very even, and around that you have real natural instruments happening, and it adds that back and forth, and it's that rocking feel. And I'm just personally a fan of that.
Yeah, like
that's
it sounds
the only
more.
thing I'll
It sounds
add.
more natural. Like instead of everything being to grids, like you can very easily hit that if it's quantized, and just it feels more. Just feels more natural. Like like people are actually playing their instruments.
Yeah, good vocal production though for this song. Again, the fact to play with reverb and filter, EQ filter in verses alone, I think it's great. I think top line melody is great, especially with enough. There were lots of things happening without them getting too annoying. Like verses, they're fine. They're like repetitive, like same verses. The pre-chorus to what you said. If you repeat that line again and again without the response from a synth, like a string synth, I think that might get busy. When here it wasn't like that, because there was that space created by that.
Yeah.
Chorus within itself had the nice lift, also had some falsetto / head voice in it, some like lower register notes, and then the bridge, which is just repetitive 2 lines, but they were building with the full production. Like I feel like from vocal production standpoint, that's probably the section where it least is happening.
Yeah. What do you think about the bridge actually?
I think it's I'd say this: if the build within the bridge was basically higher, like the end of it, that drop chorus would have been just like hitting you nice. Not that it wasn't. It was a nice drop. It was a very noticeable drop, but it could have been more, I think.
Yeah, I just think it felt a little bit forced, in my opinion, especially like with the chord change as well.
Yeah, that I would agree
in the chord progression. I was a bit like, I really get that you need to. Like you feel like at that point in the song, it's the bridge. You need a bit of difference to kind of do it, but I felt like it was a bit too. We need to put something different here because we need to put something different. Not that
I see that, but
it was like naturally.
I see, and I just to add to that, I'm not a fan of that idea. If I'm being honest, as a if you haven't heard, go listen to my music. It comes out under my name, Shukhrat, but I'm a pop artist, right? We all can agree to that. Yeah. You played my stuff, you know that. With influences here and there, but still. There are so many songs of mine that don't have bridge. My philosophy is like, it's not that I need to prove to anyone anything or justify, but at the same time, why is that section there? Are you just writing it for the sake of it? Then you're not serving the song. You just like adding to add rather than adding to say something or no.
Yeah,
but that's why I'm not a huge fan of putting something just for the sake of it. It's the same like not every song needs a post-chorus. Not every song even needs pre-chorus. Not every song needs a verse and chorus, But even with the choruses, not every song needs like a chorus. Maybe it's probably more, niche, as Aleks likes to say, in certain niche genres. Chorus might come after the second verse and more like folky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. Like you can do whatever you want, but there's a downside of that if you actually go with whatever you want without having actually thinking like why. It might get just too much, and then you just losing the essence.
It's the other end of the scale, yeah.
But I feel like oftentimes it's much
balance.
easier to fall into that end of the scale rather than the opposite. That's why I would probably agree with your point about this case. But just to add to that, that's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with that, guys. But that being said, I put it on a good shred.
Me too. Good.
On our Tune Talker scale. It's a great song. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I hope Emmanuel Kelly. I texted the guy. He replied, "Hey, I hope Emmanuel Kelly sees that and comes here.
We would love to have you.
I would love to. We would love to interview you. Now that you guys know, we have our new thing, Tune Talker Specials. You know what I'm talking about. Spread the word. Spread the kindness. It is deep. I don't know why. It's a very deep emotions I'm feeling today.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm going to own it. I'm going to own this feeling by saying love each other, listen to good music, spread positivity, and keep watching Tune Talkers every Friday. My name is Shukhrat.
My name is Aleks.
And you just watched episode 15 of Tune Talkers. Bye.